just going to say, just press playlist here. If it's rubbish, we can read.
I thought I'd just go for it.
We just go for it, and we can read it. Although we have got the neighbours playing
Frozen
and Let It Go
in the background.
So we may be slightly distracted or even burst into song. Right, so this week and next week, hands and feet.
Ooh.
I know. But hopefully, you see, if I've planned it right and I've worked it right,
It won't be so ooh.
it won't be quite so daunting, because of particularly the 2 weeks that we did with the botanical drawing effectively is leading up to this bit. So they've got hopefully a few more skills.
They've got the skills.
Yes. And actually what I'm going to talk about today, I've already talked about in relation to plants.
Yeah.
But this time I don't want them to be too sort of daunted by the fact that we're going to start doing a little bit of anatomy and anatomical stuff.
Anatomy makes it sound daunting, but let's carry on.
Okay. Basic shapes.
Okay.
We've heard it before,
Yeah.
haven't we? And they've heard it before. So what I thought I'd do is I'm going to recommend this book first. Anatomy for the Artist. It's a very brilliant Sarah Simblett again. And I have recommended her for the last 2 weeks.
I was going to say, she was recommended last week, wasn't she?
Yeah, and actually I really would recommend you watch her Royal Academy Life Drawing Live session.
Yeah.
Because she has a brilliant way of talking about and breaking this down, and just have a go, effectively, as she says, just like I'm saying to you now. I just wanted to show you the brilliant, there's loads and loads of photographs in this book, but I just wanted to show you, this is the hand and the arm, and just having looking at the muscles, the bones, ligaments and things underneath helps us to appreciate how we're made up and what is underneath that skin, and is going to inform effectively what we're going to draw as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it includes the forearm and the hand very much as sort of one thing, rather than...
because they're very much connected. You can see by the ligaments and things, they run right the way through, and you've got this band around the radius here. So
That's very technical name thrown in there, Mum.
Well, I think most of the people have heard of radius.
I haven't.
Oh yeah, but actually many
Didn't teach me that.
many years ago, before you were born, I studied as an orthopaedic nurse. So I have some
understanding,
previous understanding and experience of bones and ligaments and things like that. So stuff. Not drawing them at that stage, no. But there we go. So I would recommend her book, but as I say, there's some great pictures, photographs and things around, and I will put some links to places where they can go to get photographs. But eventually you've got 2 hands, you're going to need one for drawing and then the other one hopefully to draw. So the one exercise that I really would like them to do for their hand to start with is to pop it down on the, sit down flat, pop it down on the table and palm up with your fingers sort of together. Just relax, because you've got to be like this for a little while.
To be able to hold it and draw.
You've got to be able to hold it and draw.
Sorry, I just wiggled then.
So just to start with, and just spend a few minutes just looking, because I can actually see where some of these muscles are. Alright?
Yeah.
I'm not going to name them all because I can't remember them all now. But you can see, and this is what actually informs the shapes that we're going to make.
Yeah.
So actually I have started doing a little bit here, so that I've already got some stuff already down.
I'm just going to go and look at your hand and your...
Right.
There we go. Yeah.
Okay, so think about, like we did with the botanical stuff, is break it down into different planes, different shapes.
Yeah.
So for here, I know that, see, I've already done this. I've put some shapes in place. I'm doing these a lot darker at the moment than they would.
A lot darker than the botanical weeks.
Well, I'm doing them darker at the moment so that they can
see.
see them. The other thing to do is don't think about the fingers individually for now.
Yeah.
And don't draw them as though you're like this and like you did as you were a child and drawing around each.
Shame.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
That has its place.
Yeah.
But not in this case.
No.
All right. But a few tips. Think about that as one shape to start with.
So would you, if you were drawing it at home, not for the sake of obviously showing everybody, but would you keep the lines very light, the shapes
Yes,
very light?
you would. I mean, I've drawn them heavy,
so we can see.
so you can see these shapes that I'm putting in. Yeah.
Yeah. What pencil are you using?
I'm just using this B pencil.
Okay,
again,
so
and I've got some
really
wallpaper.
light.
I've just got some wallpaper lining.
Yeah.
The other thing to take into account is any spaces in between. So I've got a space in between this thumb and the side of my hand, which is essentially a bit of a triangle going on here. So I can put that in. That helps to inform where my thumb goes, like this.
Yeah.
You might have some curves in there, and you can. Once you've got that in place, then it's like that next level of looking.
Yeah.
Like we did with the botanical
Week
illustration, we were really starting to look a bit closer. But don't keep going around the outside. Start almost from the inside and work out. And we're going to be doing this later on when we start doing portraits.
Yeah.
We're going to start, instead of keep drawing around the head, we're going to start drawing from the inside out. And this is where now we can then start refining these shapes. You can still keep it quite loose.
I'm just going to go and zoom in again.
And just because I've put that line up there doesn't mean I can't change that. The other thing is, do what we did with the botanical drawing and draw lines across. So if I was to draw a line across there, actually that thumb needs to come to here.
So you're starting to refine the shapes that
you start to refine the shapes,
put things into position a little bit more.
And also I'm now trying to just work up that three-dimensional feel to it. So I'm not going to keep going around the outside, but I'm constantly just reviewing what we've got here. Keep bearing in mind you've got this wrist and forearm to put in as well, because they are, as I say, connected. I've got a bit of a lump going on there. Don't know what that's all about. I think it's a vein. It's a vein popping out there.
Let's move on.
We'll move on.
It is hot today as well.
It is hot today.
Talking about your lumpy hands.
I can see that this goes up slightly. You keep doing that. And once you've done that, then you can start building up tone. It's darker in this area around here, for example. I've got this. And then you can...
So when it starts looking like a three-dimensional
form. Right. I am doing this really roughly so that... But you can start to see a hand shape appearing. And even now,
and you want to start losing those initial shapes that you put down, really, in a sense.
Yeah. Now, obviously, if I'd have kept that all light,
you would.
That would disappear
yeah,
into the background, and that gradually what happens is the form of the hand starts to to
Yeah.
come up. This round here, for example, needs to be a bit bigger because it's towards us. So we talk about the foreshortening, but actually, which foreshortening means that obviously it looks,
Yeah.
it's the perspective, it looks bigger and it's coming towards us. But if you're always if you're always looking, then actually the foreshortening will fall into place.
Yeah.
Right. Once they've done that, have a go at putting their hand into
Different shapes.
different shapes.
Different
The other thing they
positions.
could do is they could set up a mirror,
Yeah.
and then so they would have a different and work from the image out of the mirror.
Okay, that's a good
So they
idea.
would have a different perspective.
Where would you just lie the mirror on?
Yeah, I mean, I would
Like
if
rest
I've
it
got
on
one,
a-
I would rest it up here. I've got one upstairs on
Okay,
one of
yeah.
those little makeup mirrors when on a stand,
Yeah.
and you can I could angle it down and work from that. You could take some photographs
Yeah.
and then work for some photographs. I will send some images through to them,
Yeah.
so they've have some images to work from.
Depending on what you prefer.
Yeah, but essentially it's
Is it difficult to draw with one hand and then? Well, obviously you always draw
no,
with
you're
one
always
hand.
drawing with one
I know,
hand.
but I feel like having my hand just there would, like, I'd have lack of movement.
I mean, the only thing I would say is, obviously, for me working flat,
yeah.
it does restrict this movement,
Yeah.
this drawing movement, because you there's a tendency to rest your hand on the table,
Yeah.
which obviously then restricts the movement. So think about that as you're drawing. I tend to then maybe put my little finger on the page, but try and lift my
So you
elbow
keep
up.
lifted.
So you're keeping that sort of
You've got a bit more
fluidity in the drawing,
Yeah.
and then build it up for maybe a tonal drawing. Detail should be.
So we're going with tonal drawing rather than any sort of mixed media or
let's
anything. No trying to find the right pink in my otherwise known as skin colour.
At this stage, I would say no. Let's just concentrate.
Just pencil or
It's just about having a go and building
Yeah.
confidence. It's better to have a go and do something and get it wrong than not to do anything at all.
would you advise using pencils, or can you use like your light graphite pencils or
Yeah, you can use. I mean, I'm just using a pencil because actually I like using a pencil. You can keep
Yeah.
it nice and light. But actually, you could have a go with it. Do another one, but have a go with a bit of charcoal. You're going to get a very different
good for
feel
tone?
to that. I've got a couple of drawings here. Sorry, Lucy, I'm getting up
No,
and
it's all right.
moving around here. So this one, another good book.
Oh yeah,
All right, again, Sarah. Again,
she's very clever, this Sarah, isn't she?
she's actually very good, very good. There's some
Oh yeah, okay.
charcoal hands that she's done
Yeah.
here. Right, and this one is on a coloured ground, but she's used white ink on there as well, where you get this what she calls this braceleting, and I call it creating a spiral.
Oh yeah.
Because if you think of our fingers, they are little tubes, or they're like little tubes. So you've got this spiralling, or this braceleting as she calls it, going round, and that helps to give it this three-dimensional
Yeah.
form.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I like that.
So that's the plan, effectively, for this week.
Yeah.
Next week is feet, and actually, feet and hands pretty much go hand in hand. That's a bit of a pun, wasn't it? So everything that
pun.
I've said in relation to drawing
This
the hand is going to be the same for feet. All right. I'm just going to show you where's the feet section in here so that you can see.
So next week we're using this approach for
So-
feet.
And we're using the same approach, yes, for feet. So this is,
I'm just gonna
so you can see, again, think about parts of the leg, particularly around the ankle and this Achilles tendon down here. So the structure.
Are we going to be drawing just the foot, or are we going to do like we have with the hands, included a bit of the...
Include a little bit of the leg as well, because if they are, as we've seen from here,
so like the ankle,
they're very much connected.
Yeah.
And these vessels, they radiate round. They're connected. They're all part. They're one and the same. They're all part of them. So it's important to be aware of that. Okay. And again, break them down into little into shapes. I actually just started doing some tiny little sketches down the bottom here. So I literally just put my foot in a particular.
So you've put your foot out to the side.
Put my foot out to the side, and then I've just changed the shape of my foot.
Are you going to be like with the hand? We put our hand straight down on the table. Is there a certain angle of the foot that you want them to start with, or can they start at whatever angle they want this time?
Whatever, and actually they can take photographs and work from the photographs if they find it difficult to draw and look down.
Yeah.
Or of course they can sit on a chair and put their feet up.
Yeah.
In front of them, with a sketchbook on their lap.
Give yourselves a pedicure first.
and draw that.
Looking at your feet in that much detail might not be what you want to do. I know I wouldn't want to.
Thinking, so this is, in a way, it's our first exploration into self-portraits. You're drawing yourself, or parts of yourself. Okay, so actually there won't be a video next week
because it's just the same process.
Similar. It's a very similar process, and the exercises will are very similar. It's just that we're obviously looking at different parts. All right.
Yeah.
I'm
just going to look down at your feet again.
My feet in here. Oh, good. They're my drawing of my.
Oh yeah.
These are. They were, as I say, I just put little shapes together. You can see the shapes in here. See, particularly around in this one, there was some, and I did the. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see the shapes here, and then I've gradually started to think about them
in more detail.
Again.
And then you can add the tone.
Keep doing the lines across and the lines this way, so that you can start making sure that you've got everything, you're getting everything in the right place. Just like I showed them what to do when we did the botanical illustration, when we were doing the beetroot. It's a similar sort of thing.
Okay.
Hopefully the practice with this will mean that the couple of weeks that we do the portraits won't be quite so daunting as well.
Okay, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Good luck.
Good luck. Yeah.